Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the Tapo Koko with a Nature's Madness in the Open Master League. And look how it spins. It is a very cool Pokemon. And yeah, I was kind of curious if this Pokemon is now good with Nature's Madness, especially as I played it already in the Ultra League before. And it was really good in that league. And I have to say, I was surprised, I was actually kind of shocked, which kind of fits to the theme of the Pokemon, on how good this thing is in the Open Master League. Like literally, I think it's like rank 100 something. I swept like several teams just with Tapo Koko. It is absolutely wild on how good this thing is. You're going to see it in the video here as well. You see all battles that I did, other than one I got completely hardwalled. I just, like, for time reasons, I kind of wanted to put it out. But yeah, I had like one game which I lost where I had a lead of Palkia Origin against me. They had a Landorus against my Tapo Koko in the back, and they had a Dialga Origin against my Palkia Origin, and there was nothing I can do, but just want to say that here real quick, just to be honest about everything here. But as you're gonna see here already, Tapo Koko is just such a great breaker for this current meta. We're going to be able to get the final shield from the opponent. They can go for one charge move here if they want to. They can go for the Draco Meteor. Totally fine for me because we still have our Palkia, which will be able to wall the Kyogre plus, I think it's also Kyogre plus the Dialga here for sure. And so we can move on to the next one. Landorus in the lead was really good for me. Here, maybe I make a mistake by going not straight into my own Palkia, but it's going to be okay here. I can go for one Sensia Storm, doing some decent damage. Going into my Palkia is totally okay, as well as the opponent doesn't even get to a move, and this is going to be amazing now. In hindsight, maybe it would have been even better to go into Tapo Koko, being able to double resist the fast move plus potential Draco Meteor would have been most likely very decent as well. But like this, we can get off some nice awkward tails against the opponent's Xerneas. They're gonna go for a charge move, totally fine for us. Of course, our Palkia is not running the special move of what's called, I forgot, Spatial Rent, because yeah, I had the wrong ticket for it. I had the Dialga ticket one for whatever reason, and so yeah, I don't have the special move for it. But let's take a look at this matchup here. We're going to encounter one Kyogre, and what we can see as well is that Volt Switch damage is adding up quite a bit, and so we can go for the full farm down. We have two moves stored against the Xerneas, and the opponent knows at this point we are going to be fine here. We can go for the Nature's Madness, and we're going to be able to win this game. Next opponent, Landorus in the lead. A move that I don't really like, but they decide to swap out into the Mewtwo. Maybe something we can profit from? Let's find out. We can go for one Sensia Storm, but I was a little bit worried. In the current meta, a lot of people actually are running Ice Beam, and just for the Landorus as well as for the Zygarde on the Mewtwo. So here I was a little bit worried, and so I decided to swap out into my Tapo Koko. And they go, of course, for the Side Strike, but like this, I can use a shield. They're gonna go for the Side Strike, totally okay for me, but I can go for a Nature's Madness now. And so I should be able to hopefully realign afterwards, but they actually decided to go for a shield, okay for me, because I can go for a shield as well. And so I can align my Palkia against the opponent's Landorus, which can be very nice for us. Plus, we have Nature's Madness, which can come in clutch against the Landorus as well. Being able to drop the opponent's defense guaranteed is so nice. As we will see, we're going to get half of the opponent's health gone here. They're going to have their own Palkia in the back. A little bit annoying. I tried to swap out more, but never mind. I actually tried to go for the awkward here, but I lose the CMP tie, even though I'm Shundo. It doesn't really help me. The opponent is going to win this game with this. If I actually went ahead and got this awkward tail off, I'm fairly certain I would have been able to win this game. So this was kind of more a fault of mine and not really of Tapo Koko or anyone. Because yeah, basically the awkward tail I think would have been the damage exactly that I would have needed here to farm them down. But it is what it is. Let's move on to the next one. Honestly, look at this game here. Like, this game was insane. We're going to see it here as well. The opponent running a Zacian in the lead. Very interesting here to find a Zacian, but it's going to be even a little bit more interesting, especially for the Tapu Koko, spoiler alert. But the opponent's going to run also Play Rough here, which I did not really expect, because it's very common at least that you're running Wall Charge plus the Close Combat in the lead, at least for the Zacian, but here they are running the other move of Play Rough, which is good for them, but I don't really care. I'm going to let this move go through. It's going to be a Wild Charge. I can go into my Tapo Koko and go for the full farm down. And so I'm gonna be able to get a ton of energy. The opponent decides to go for a Play Rough. Fine for me. I can see that they're swapping out into a Xerneas. So they have a double Fairy line. And I was thinking, with two Fairy type Pokemon, the lead running a Wild Charge and Play Rough, it is fairly likely that there's going to be a Palkia rating in the back because they need something for Ho-Oh otherwise. And so I decided to try to keep my Tapo Koko healthy. I can still go for a charge move here. I would have outsped them most likely to the next one as well. And they decide to go into Let's find out. It's going to be their Zacian here, which is going to be great because we can farm them down, and they decide to forfeit. It must have been the Palkia in the back, but we can easily win this game and we can move on to the next one. Another Xerneas here in the lead for us. We're gonna see the swap into the Giratina. What we can do here is we can go for one Sancier Storm. This will allow us to drop the opponent's attack, and so we can safely go into our own Palkia and go for the full farm down most likely. We will find out how much a Shadow Ball is going to do now after the debuff. It's not going to two-shot us, and as you can see here, we're slowly going below the half health line, as we can actually still go for a charge move before the opponent gets to another charge move as well, but they decide to use a shield. A crucial mistake from them, because I know I can still take another Shadow Ball. And so there's no reason for me to shield here, and now I have a shield advantage, a switch advantage, and I still have my Tapo Koko in the back. And also, whatever wants to come in next after the Xerneas, going to get debuffed by Sancier Storm. So I am in a great spot. Like, I'm literally in one of the best spots that I could be at this point, as this Sancier Storm. I'm gonna put them into range where Stone Edge is going to get the knockout. We can use a shield. It's going to be very likely the Moonblast exactly, which is not going to get the debuff at all. Stone Edge would knock them out, and whatever they have in the back, they still have to deal with another charge move that is coming through against them. They're going to let this move go through. It's going to be a Palkia in the back. Honestly, game over. Like, there's nothing they can do. We still have a shield, the opponent still has a shield, we have a Sancier Storm here getting the attack drop. We can go for a shield on our Landorus actually, because I want to get another attack drop, because it kind of guarantees a shield from them. Like, there's no way that they're going to let this move go through. And now we just have the Tapo Koko in the back. The opponent has just a little bit of energy, not really a lot, and so we can definitely outspeed them, even to the next Awkward Tail afterwards. We will find out here, they're gonna go for the Awkward Tail. It's not going to be a two-shot even, and so Nature's Madness, it's gonna do its thing here. Sadly, it doesn't have an animation, but still, Tapo Koko was awesome. Next opponent, we're going to have a Solgaleo on the lead. By the way, those games here were on leaderboard level. Like, they're all on leaderboard level. I'm currently on the leaderboard as well. And so, definitely really, really great battles here against a lot of people that really know what they're doing. And here I decided to go for a shield as well against the opponents. The Alga very likely going to be just the Iron Head. But I can swap out now into my own Palkia, go for the full farm down, especially after the debuff. They're not going to do too much damage. And we're going to be able to get some nice energy, which might help us out later on. Let's see what's coming in next. It's going to be the Solgaleo again, which is going to be a decent matchup for us, as Awkward Tail is going to be neutral. Our fast move is resisted, but still kind of chunks a little bit, but their fast move is double resisted, and so it's going to be good for us here. The opponent actually gets a free fast move in. A little bit annoying to try to time one-turn moves against like 3-turn moves, sometimes at least for me, but we will see the Awkward Tail coming through. We're going to be able to get them insanely low. Can we still reach another one? Just barely not. If we didn't give them the free fast move, it would have been fine. Oh wait, we can still survive, and there is the Awkward Tail, either forcing the shield or the knockout. We're gonna get the shield, which is great for me, as I can now go into my Landorus. I let this move go through. Like, I can't imagine there's something in the back that I really have to worry about. Let's see what's going to be. It's going to be a Dragonite. Goodbye there. Dragonite, all moves are resisted from our Pokemon in the back here. There's not a single move I think that they have that would be not resisted, other than like Steel Wing as a fast move, and I guess Return if you would Purify yours. But this is going to be it. The opponent cannot do anything here. Like, we can go for another Nature's Madness. This is actually not going to take the knockout here, interestingly enough, but we can still go for another fast move, like 1 HP literally. But yeah, we're just going to be able to win this game at this point. There's nothing they can do. We can farm them down and win this one. Next opponent, we're going to have here Xerneas. Xerneas in the back, like in the lead here, which is going to be very common right now. Like, I think it's already the third one that we encountered. Let's find out what we can do here. We're gonna get the Sancier Storm onto them, and with this, the attack drop is coming in as well, so we can let the Moonblast go through. It's not going to be the biggest issue for us. It still does actually more damage than we did against the opponent, but it's gonna be fine. Stone Edge would get the knockout here. It doesn't, as the opponent decides to use a shield, but we can still just go ahead, use our own shield. In comes now another Moonblast from the opponent, and honestly, I was hoping that Sancier Storm is enough to knock them out. It turns out it is not, but we can still snipe the opponent with a Palkia, with a Dragon Breath coming in sneaky there. But the opponent swaps now into the Dialga. Because they never really want to get hit by a Spatial Rend, I can just go for the bait, even though I don't have Spatial Rend on my Pokemon. And so the opponent decides to just go ahead, go for a shield. I can go for another Awkward Tail, get some more damage onto them. And I feel like I'm in a great spot, because I can go into Tapo Koko. Iron Head is not going to worry me too much. Like, Iron Head is not going to worry me too much. I think I go straight actually into the Landorus first, because I kind of want to get the damage from them on me. But for example, if there's something like a Mewtwo in the back, I think I'm going to be better off just keeping my shield. And so that's why I decided to go for it. I decided to let this Iron Head go through. It's going to do not as much, and it's going to be a Mewtwo in the back. And I make a crucial mistake. I think if I went for the Thunder here, I would have won. It is kind of silly for me. I thought that I would maybe be able to outspeed them. I am not going to be able to do that. But I'm fairly certain if I went for the Thunder in the 0 to 1 shield scenario for me, like we have like 1 shield advantage basically, I think I would have been able to win this based on the damage that we see here right now. But I'm not too sure. Maybe I would have lost it anyway, but still a good game there. My mistake for sure. But this also kind of showcases how important it is to play a team for a little bit longer. And like for me, this is like the first time I'm battling with Tapo Koko with a new move. So yeah, it is what it is. You're going to see most likely the worst possible matchup that I can really encounter, which is Landorus itself. I don't like this matchup at all because the opponent is just going to be able to, yeah, usually win this matchup as mine doesn't really have the greatest IVs. And it's just a little bit of a tricky. It's like a guessing game the entire time. I just don't really like it. Does he go for the Sensia Storm? Does he go for the Stone Edge? But here they decide to swap out. They're going to go into the Palkia, into the Dialga. The normal Dialga, still totally fine. Still a very good Pokemon. People underestimate the normal Dialga. I have to say, I think I'm going to make a video about this Pokemon as well, because it's still very, very decent to play right now. It's not way worse than the other Dialga at all, and like in some situations actually better. And here, look at this. Opponent, 3 Pokemon, I just have a Tapo Koko. And I'm not worried at all. Tapo Koko is just gonna do it now. I can get 2 extra fast moves in. Nature's Madness gonna take the knockout against the Dialga while still remaining a ton of energy on our Pokemon. In comes again Landorus, we can outspeed them. Knockout, second knockout with our Tapo Koko. In comes, perfect, Kyogre, and this is going to be it. Like, this is going to be it. Thunder is hitting, Thunder is going to one-shot them, and the Tapo Koko did it again. Moving on, next opponent, Primarina in the lead. Not ideal at all. Actually, I would have lost the matchup against Mewtwo no matter what, apparently. Yeah, even the Thunder would have not been enough, so like, was not actually my mistake. Like, the damage looked kind of similar because of the Volt Switch damage that got added up from the debuff, so like, was not actually my mistake. I would have lost against Mewtwo, no matter what, apparently. But yeah, against Primarina, you actually have a great matchup. I didn't actually expect this, but Landorus actually has a very, very decent matchup here, which is good for us. We can just stay in here. You don't want to swap out. Primarina, one of the Pokemon that I think, like, if you have one build like played right now, hardest answer to the Palkia. If I had one build, I would also use it right now for a video, but I don't. So if you have one build and you want to be in a video, feel free to send it in the link in the description. There's always a link in the description to send in your gameplay. Would appreciate it. But yeah, here we're gonna see the Palkia against us. Great for us. We can take one move, we can go for one charge move, and we can swap out into our own Palkia just to see a Landorus, and so they decide to forfeit. And so the video is nearly over already, final battle for today, but you see already how good this team was. Like, honestly, Tapu Koko was madness. I think this is most likely going to be another great game for Tapu Koko, but we will find out shortly. A little bit of a trickier one here. Like, this was actually a very decent play, I would say, from me, because, like, either I have to shield up an Awkward Tail or a Spatial Rent, like, there's no real way around it, and I rather shield up a Spatial Rent, which is more energy than an Awkward Tail, so swapping out here was totally fine. In comes, though, the Metagross, allowing me to go for 2 Awkward Tails. Okay for me, hopefully they use a shield. They decide to use a shield, and with this I can let this move go through. It has to be an Earthquake, anything else would not make sense, and so they can get the knockout just before I reach another move, but they're also gonna get to another move here. I will decide to use a shield because I should be kinda okay here with this one. Let's see, they're gonna swap out into their Landorus. No, this was the one Pokemon that I did not really want to face. Literally the worst possible Pokemon to encounter for this team, of course, in the back, as we are weak in the back, at least against Landorus. Like, in the lead, it's fine. If they swap it in, it's fine. Here, I needed to try to catch a Stone Edge. It did not work out at all. And so they can just go for 2 Sensia Storms, and even with 2 debuffs, it's still going to 2-shot us. And so, sadly, not another sweep from Tapo Koko, but honestly, still, this team was amazing. It was a lot of fun to play. Tapo Koko is way better than the current ranking suggests, so would recommend you try it out if you have a decent one. Here, we're still trying our best to try to win this game. It won't work, and so this is going to be it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.